There are wealthy neighborhoods, there are exclusive districts, and then there's this, a place where even the streetlights feel like they've negotiated better investment returns than the rest of us. Welcome to the Upper East Side, the wealthiest enclave in New York City. But this isn't just about real estate, it's about an entirely different reality, one carefully curated and meticulously protected from the rest of the world. You won't find flashy new money excess here. No towering glass skyscrapers shouting for attention, only quiet pre-war townhouses and historic limestone mansions, each whispering of old money and generational influence. Every inch of this neighborhood is spoken for, controlled through private trusts, inherited estates, and family names that have shaped American history for over a century. First impressions? Silence. The kind of quiet you only get when people can afford to buy their way out of the city's noise. But don't mistake this tranquility for a lack of power. Behind these doors, billion-dollar deals are sealed over imported espresso. Fortunes are moved between continents with a single phone call, and dynasties ensure their legacies remain untouched. Even the people who do appear here seem to follow an unspoken rule. Blend in, don't make a scene, move like you belong. Because in this neighborhood, the greatest status symbol isn't a sports car or a penthouse, it's discretion. Here, the idea of wealth isn't about showing off, it's about staying unseen. The Upper East Side isn't just a zip code, it's an exclusive club with unspoken rules. Old money families walk these streets with an effortless ease. Their designer suits tailored to perfection, but never too flashy. Even the doormen at these buildings, standing with quiet authority, understand that their job extends beyond opening doors. They are the silent gatekeepers of a world most will never enter. The architecture reflects this ethos. Grand brownstones and townhouses, built with a level of craftsmanship that makes today's luxury developments look like temporary placeholders, stand shoulder to shoulder along pristine, tree-lined avenues. Inside, oil paintings that have been in the family for generations hang above fireplaces carved from imported Italian marble. Here, wealth isn't new, and that's exactly the point. So, what does it take to really live here? We're about to find out. But first, let's talk about what makes the Upper East Side the most expensive playground in New York, and why, for some, the price of entry isn't just measured in millions, but in something far rarer: legacy. In the Upper East Side, privacy isn't just a luxury, it's a form of currency. The ultra-wealthy don't just buy homes here. They buy invisibility, exclusivity, and the ability to exist just out of reach. To live in this neighborhood is to master the art of being present, yet unseen, a paradox that only a select few can afford. Walking through these streets, you won't see grand entrances with flashy displays of wealth. Instead, you'll find buildings with unmarked facades, discreet awnings, and doormen who recognize faces rather than names. The most prestigious buildings don't advertise vacancies, and some of the most expensive apartments are sold through word of mouth alone, brokered in whispers between the right people. Here, if you have to ask about availability, you probably don't belong. Real estate on the Upper East Side isn't just about square footage. It's about pedigree. Some properties have been passed down for generations, shielded from the public eye by trusts and shell corporations. Even when a rare townhouse does come onto the market, it's often snatched up before it ever reaches a listing, its sale sealed behind closed doors in private negotiations. Then there's the matter of security. Privacy here isn't just about keeping out nosy neighbors, it's about fortification. Many buildings have security measures that rival embassies, with round-the-clock surveillance, biometric access points, and former intelligence operatives working as private security. In a world where wealth makes you a target, these precautions are as standard as marble countertops and imported chandeliers. Even social interactions in this neighborhood are governed by an unspoken code of discretion. Residents frequent private clubs rather than public spaces, choosing exclusivity over exposure. Restaurants operate with unlisted reservations, catering to clients who value a quiet meal over Instagram-worthy moments. The richest among them don't just have personal assistants, they have entire teams dedicated to maintaining a seamless, unseen existence. It's not just about money, it's about status. And status here means understanding that the loudest person in the room is never the wealthiest. Those who live in the Upper East Side don't flaunt their fortune, they embody it. To be truly wealthy in this part of New York means mastering the ability to disappear in plain sight. But what does that level of discretion actually cost? In the next chapter, we pull back the curtain on the price tags behind these gilded lives. The multi-million-dollar real estate deals, the unseen expenses, and the extraordinary lengths people go to just to maintain the illusion of effortlessness. Money can buy almost anything, but for the ultra-wealthy of the Upper East Side, it buys something far more valuable, an entirely different way of life. To the untrained eye, these streets look like any other upscale Manhattan neighborhood, but beneath the surface, the billionaire class exists in a world meticulously engineered for their convenience, security, and absolute exclusivity. The unseen billionaire lifestyle starts with how they navigate the city. While the average New Yorker hails a cab or waits in subway stations, Upper East Side elites move through private chauffeurs, discreet town cars, and, when necessary, rooftop helipads that whisk them away from the city in minutes. Underground parking garages ensure they never need to step onto the sidewalk, seamlessly transitioning from penthouse to boardroom without ever being noticed. Dining in this world is not as simple as making a reservation. The most exclusive restaurants in the Upper East Side don't have open table listings, and their doors remain closed to the uninvited. These are places where meals cost as much as a down payment on an apartment, and where menus are customized to personal dietary preferences, with chefs flown in on request. Here, a meal isn't just about food, it's about power, connections, and being seen only by the right people. Shopping, too, takes on a different form. The wealthiest residents rarely set foot in a store. Instead, luxury brands bring the store to them. Personal shoppers curate entire collections, delivering racks of couture fashion and bespoke suits straight to their homes. Transactions take place behind closed doors, ensuring exclusivity and privacy at all times. Their homes, hidden behind elegant brownstone facades, contain luxuries that the outside world rarely glimpses. Think indoor pools, soundproof music rooms, and wine cellars that rival high-end restaurants. Some properties even feature panic rooms, underground escape tunnels, and air filtration systems designed to withstand anything from natural disasters to chemical attacks. This isn't just wealth, it's control. The ability to design a life that never intersects with the everyday world, to ensure that every moment is curated, seamless, and free from disruption. But behind this perfection lies a question. Does this kind of isolation come at a cost? For those who live here, privacy is paramount, and secrecy is a way of life. But beyond the elegant brownstone facades and hushed corridors of power, some of the most extravagant residences hold more than just luxury. They hide carefully guarded secrets. Behind these walls, the true extent of wealth, influence, and protection is revealed. Beyond the polished facades and whispered deals, the Upper East Side holds secrets that rarely make their way into public view. Some of the grandest brownstones and penthouses hide entire floors unseen by the outside world. Vaulted wine cellars, soundproof panic rooms, and even underground escape tunnels leading to secondary exits on different streets. Behind these walls, vast libraries house first edition classics, while private screening rooms showcase films unavailable to the public. Some residences feature art collections worth more than entire museums, guarded by high-tech security systems that rival government installations. The wealthiest residents don't just collect art, they own pieces that major galleries would pay fortunes to exhibit. Many estates are protected by layers of anonymity, held under shell corporations, family trusts, and offshore accounts. Transactions happen in secrecy, ensuring that even the wealthiest remain ghosts on paper. Their daily lives operate on encrypted phone lines, private servers, and a carefully curated network of intermediaries who act as their bridge to the outside world. Even their travel plans are concealed. Private jets depart from hidden terminals, and luxury cars with blacked-out windows slide through city streets unnoticed. Even social gatherings maintain an aura of exclusivity. Charity galas serve as high-stakes networking events where power is brokered over champagne and silent agreements. Some of the most influential decisions in finance, art, and global policy take place not in boardrooms, but in private salons behind closed doors. It's a world where billionaires don't just attend events, they orchestrate them, setting agendas for industries and entire economies while remaining completely out of public scrutiny. These hidden spaces serve another purpose: protection. Security is an unspoken requirement at this level of wealth. Homes are outfitted with state-of-the-art surveillance, biometric locks, and even air filtration systems designed for chemical or biological threats. Some residences boast bulletproof glass, panic rooms equipped with satellite communication, and escape routes leading directly to underground tunnels. Here, money doesn't just buy comfort, it buys absolute control. The Upper East Side is not just a place to live, it is a world unto itself, built on secrecy, discretion, and a level of control that ensures only those who belong ever get a glimpse inside. For those with access, it offers an unparalleled lifestyle. For everyone else, it remains an impenetrable mystery. But such a life doesn't come without its costs. Behind the exclusivity lies an unspoken truth. Luxury isn't just purchased, it must be maintained. And in a world where status is everything, the price of belonging stretches far beyond what's listed on a real estate contract. Luxury on the Upper East Side isn't just about what you own, it's about what you can afford to maintain. The price of entry into this world may be high, but the cost of staying there is even higher. Living here means not just having wealth, but wielding it as a tool for exclusivity, privacy, and absolute convenience. Let's start with the real estate. A penthouse in one of the neighborhood's most exclusive buildings doesn't just come with a hefty price tag. It comes with maintenance fees that could fund an entire household elsewhere. Monthly charges for amenities such as private concierges, high-security entrances, and underground parking easily stretch into 5 figures. Some buildings require a multi-million-dollar buy-in just for the privilege of being considered for residents, ensuring that even among the wealthy, only the most elite gain access. Then there's staffing. The ultra-rich don't clean their own homes, cook their own meals, or even pick up their own dry cleaning. Housekeepers, personal chefs, chauffeurs, and security personnel are all standard hires. A well-staffed Upper East Side residence can employ anywhere from 5 to 20 full-time employees, with salaries collectively adding up to several $100,000 per year. Private security alone, often former intelligence operatives, can cost millions annually, especially for those who insist on 24/7 surveillance. Education is another non-negotiable expense. Children of the Upper East Side elite attend the most prestigious private schools, where tuition can exceed $60,000 per year per child. These institutions aren't just about academics, they are breeding grounds for the next generation of wealth and power, ensuring that social circles remain tightly woven for years to come. And of course, extracurricular activities, private tutors, language immersion programs, and elite sports coaching are all part of the package. But perhaps the most striking cost of ultra-luxury is social. To maintain a position in this world, appearances must be kept, connections must be nurtured, and invitations must be extended and accepted. Membership to exclusive clubs, think the Metropolitan Club or the Knickerbocker, doesn't just require money, but sponsorships and lineage. Attending the right galas, funding the right charities, and aligning oneself with the right causes is as crucial as owning the right address. The price of belonging to this world is not just measured in dollars, but in influence, discretion, and the constant effort required to ensure that one's place among the elite remains unquestioned. And for those who can't keep up, well, the Upper East Side has a way of quietly forgetting those who fail to meet its unspoken standards. Yet even for those who maintain their status, wealth is not an impenetrable shield. When fortunes shift, when reputations crumble, or when the weight of expectation becomes too great, even the wealthiest can find themselves slipping from the world they once controlled. And when they do, it often happens in silence, just as effortlessly as they arrived. For all its privilege, power, and exclusivity, life on the Upper East Side comes with a cost that can't always be measured in dollars. In this world, wealth is not just a luxury, it's an obligation, a performance, and for some, a burden that proves too heavy to bear. Beneath the polished exteriors and meticulously curated lives, there exists a darker side to extreme affluence, one that money alone cannot erase. The pressure to maintain one's place in this hierarchy is relentless. The expectations are unspoken but ever-present. Philanthropic contributions must be made, elite social circles must be navigated with precision, and reputations must be upheld at all costs. Falling from grace is not just a personal failure, it is a public spectacle, one that can exile even the wealthiest from the world they once ruled. Scandals, whether financial, social, or personal, can dismantle legacies overnight. Billionaire divorces, corporate fraud, or a single bad investment can send shockwaves through this elite community, reducing once revered names to hushed whispers. Some simply fade from the scene, retreating to distant estates, private islands, or international havens where their reputations can be managed out of public view. Others, in more extreme cases, become cautionary tales, their names permanently associated with failure. And then, there's the isolation. Money may buy privacy, but it often comes at the cost of genuine human connection. Many of the wealthiest individuals live in homes so large they barely see their own families, shielded by staff and bound by obligations that leave little room for true relationships. Friendships, marriages, even parent-child relationships become transactional, defined more by power and appearances than emotional depth. Perhaps the most sobering truth is that, despite its promises, extreme wealth does not guarantee happiness. The competition, the expectations, and the ceaseless hunger for more can leave even the most successful feeling hollow. For every gala attended and every deal closed, there is an underlying question. Was it all worth it? The struggle doesn't end with personal relationships. Aging billionaires, once titans of industry and finance, face the reality that power is fleeting. The next generation, eager to make its mark, often sees inheritance as both an opportunity and a weighty responsibility. Children raised in unimaginable wealth often grapple with identity crises, struggling to step out of their parents' shadow while ensuring the legacy remains intact. Some rise to the occasion, while others crumble under expectations too great to bear. The burden of wealth extends even to death. Estates must be meticulously planned, legal battles over inheritances are common, and once loyal confidants can become adversaries. The fear of losing it all, whether through betrayal, bad decisions, or the inevitable passage of time, haunts those who have spent their lives amassing fortunes. In the end, the Upper East Side remains an enigmatic world, one of breathtaking beauty, unparalleled power, and a wealth that few will ever experience. But beyond the doorman, the penthouses, and the quiet whispers of old money lies the ultimate truth. Sometimes, the highest price of wealth isn't what you spend, it's what you lose along the way.